Okay, the idea here is that I'd like to share with you our experience with CLASSLA Express workshops in various South Slavic countries that is related to a knowledge center called CLASSLA, and it is based in Slovenia. And I think it's very nice initiative and that we could also replicate and extend also in educational modes. Okay, so I'll try to be brief. Here you can see the publications, the sources that I use, because it is a really big team behind that. Okay, so we already know about Corpora, and that recently the tools became very sophisticated and we can do a lot. But we also know about GenAI that is part of our lives. So, but what happens, interesting fact, even now we are the winners of the most active users of CLASSLA Corpora in Bulgaria, which is one of the small facts I'm proud of being Bulgarian, right? So, but it's a fact, and it is very popular, and many people want to use it, even normative people that would like to see the tendencies in the language and so on. Okay, so yeah, I will just skip that because we know it. About the goals, of course, as in any other area, the students in linguistics, they also have some specific goals that they want to achieve, and for that they want to use these resources. Yeah, for example, one of these problems is idiomaticity, and here you can see that we have at disposal the CLASSLA Corpora, and also we can use whatever AI-driven interface. Yeah, here you can see the second version of CLASSLA Corpora, which is, you see, it is above 5 billion words already, and it practically covers all internet texts for language. And let's see, it's just a possible scenario that was presented at the conference last year. We have an idiom, and we use some search language, and we get some results. But then these results, and it was discussed already, we can just use them as input to ChatGPT, let's say, as a prompt, and just to ask it to identify the construction of pattern that appears, to create new examples, and to follow the same structure and same meaning. For me, the most important thing here was not to prompt something or to find, although it's very important to have a scenario of using Corpora together with GenAI, but evaluation is very nice step, because here we can show a lot to students. First, we could evaluate the results from the corpus. For example, did the query successfully capture the formal pattern of the construction? Is it a typical common expression in this language? Is this construction highly conductive? Are there any new realizations or meanings? In what kinds of text or context it appears? Concerning the AI-generated results, do all the generated constructions follow the correct grammatical pattern? Do they convey the same idea, or there is something more? Are there any surprising or even humorous constructions? And does the model add comments that was not required by us, these hallucinations? And also we can compare the results from Corpora and AI. For example, extract the most frequent examples, 20, and then compare with what was generated by AI. To what extent there is overlap, are there differences in word classes, and so on. And it was very funny because I looked at the feedback from the participants in this workshop last year at ELEX conference, and it seemed that the corpus is more negative than the AI. AI is very, very positive, and it gives a lot positive examples. And then the other part of the scenario was distinguishing literal and figurative uses. And yeah, we can use the corpus for this. And then, of course, just make such a scenario that we can input them into the Gen AI and see what happens. Like this, just to insert examples and to ask AI just to classify them as idiomatic or literal usages. And here you can just see a possible input format and also what we want as an output. Okay, and again, evaluation is very important. How much overlap is there between the manual annotation of the students and AI output? Were there any borderline cases? Are the AI short comments useful? What kinds of errors does AI make? What limitations, and so on? Everything is in the line that we discussed, that we also the invited talk by Barbara, because we want to see what the process is and not just to get the result.